Erica Gibson is creating safer communities for Northern Territory women who face domestic violence by setting up a network of safe houses in remote areas. She actively supports the STARS Foundation, East Arnhem region, helping women and girls choose healthy lifestyles and positive relationships.
I want to do something to make life a little better for people less fortunate than me. This is a meaningful life, living for those in my community.
She was also a key organiser for the Nhulunbuy inaugural White Ribbon Day event, which raised $50,000. In 2016, Erica was appointed a member of the Regional Community Advisory Group for Top-End Health Services. And in 2017, she received a Northern Territory Business Women's Award.
It's about being empathetic and listening to what people tell you. It's about taking the time to do what community wants done.
Erica mentors other women in the police force. Her integrity and leadership inspire others to make positive change. Sergeant Erica Gibson, our 2021 Northern Territory local hero. The ACT's Tim Miller runs Lids for Kids, a national organisation that encourages households, schools and businesses to collect plastic lids. They're upcycled into sustainable products for kids. Tim spent much of his career working in road safety and environmentalism, leading the development of a 5-star environmental rating for vehicles and a website for consumers to check out for themselves how green your car is.
A lot of the people just presume that once you put it in your recycling bin, it is going to be recycled, but all of these pieces of plastic smaller than a credit card literally slip through the cracks. So we decided to, my boys and I decided to start up this charity collecting the plastic and turning it into sustainable products for kids.
Tim's also used his passion for cars to take part in outback rallies to fundraise for various charities that help sick, disadvantaged or disabled children. Lids for Kids now has over 25,000 participants across Australia. Tim coordinates leaders from all states to spread the message about Lids for Kids in their communities.
Rescuing plastic from landfill, something as simple as a lid, you think, well, it's completely recyclable. It is something that can be turned into another product, but just in 2020, it's still something that worldwide can't actually be processed by the recycling machines. So it does go to landfill.
The lids are collected, cleaned and sorted at drop-off points around towns and cities. His efforts have saved millions of lids from landfill and educated thousands of children already. Tim Miller, our 2021 ACT local hero. Rosemary Kariuki is a multicultural community liaison officer for the Parramatta Police. She specialises in helping migrants who face domestic violence, financial stress and language barriers. Fleeing Kenya alone in 1999 to escape family abuse and tribal clashes, her early years in Australia were lonely. Her experience helped Rosemary see that isolation is a huge issue for many migrant women. She devised ways to help them get out and about and meet other women in similar circumstances.
By getting women, I take them to the region countries where they stay with local families for 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and they share their culture.
In partnership with the African Women's Group, she helped start the African Women's Dinner Dance. Now in its 14th year, hundreds of women attend the annual event.
When I came here to Australia, I thought Australia has given me a lot. What can I give back?
She also started the African Village Market, a program to help migrants and refugees start their own businesses. Her work was the focus of the documentary Rosemary's Way. Her warmth, courage and kindness inspire all who meet her. Rosemary Kariuki, our 2021 New South Wales local hero. Queensland's Natasha Johnston is the founder and director of Drought Angels, a service that delivers care packages and financial assistance to thousands of drought-stricken farming families across her state and New South Wales. Natasha and a friend were inspired to help after hearing stories of farmers struggling to put food on the table.
We have families who their fridge had blown up, so they were using eskies. We've got families who just literally have no food in the cupboards and it's only food that they needed assistance with. Other families, they've got bills that they just can't afford to pay, their phone bill, electricity bill, so we'll help them pay those.
After loading a ute with supplies to take to one family in 2014, they started responding to calls from other families in urgent need. Drought Angels is a unique service that provides a listening ear in addition to financial assistance and food hampers. This personalised support is a lifeline for farmers who often don't reach out for help. Natasha's work plays a vital role in reducing rates of depression and suicide, as well as helping to keep farmers on their land.
We receive beautiful emails, phone calls, text messages, messenger messages, thanking us every day for what we do. For like one lady thanked us for giving us extra time with her husband. And other people have recently thanked us because they wouldn't have had a Christmas without us.
Thanks to her hard work and dedication, Natasha frequently receives heartfelt responses of gratitude. Natasha Johnston, our 2021 Queensland Local Hero. Russell Ebert is a legend at the Port Adelaide Footy Club and is considered one of the club's greatest players of all time. He's also a 4-time winner of the McGarry Medal, awarded to the best and fairest in the South Australian National Football League. Today, Russell continues to give back to the club and the South Australian community through his leadership of the club's Power Community Youth Programs. He is particularly passionate about the Power to End Violence Against Women program, which he delivers to Year 10 students around the state.
And in the area of domestic violence, where we're trying to make a difference, the figures verify the fact that we are more disrespectful now than I believe ever before, which is unacceptable, and that's why we continue with the messages of respectful relationships.
Developed with Centrecare Catholic Family Services and the South Australian Department for Education, it challenges gender-based attitudes and promotes respectful relationships and an end to domestic violence.
If we can turn one or two young fellas into more respectful people and have good relationships, well then everyone wins.
The program has reached more than 5,000 students since starting in 2016. Russell is also a passionate supporter of children living with disabilities and is a fundraising ambassador for the disability services organisation Navita. Russell Ebert, our 2021 South Australian Local Hero. Tasmania's Edna Pennicott supports people facing hardship through her charity Kingborough Helping Hands. She also operates an after-hours mobile service providing hot food for the most vulnerable members of her community. Edna collects the goods herself and personally delivers many of the packages. At Christmas, she organises the packing and delivery of hundreds of hampers and kids' gifts for families in need.
Hardship can fall on anybody in the community. It's not just poor people. It's anyone. It could be divorce or separation or drugs or loss of a job. So don't ever think that it's just poor people that it happens to, because it can fall on any of us.
Through the charity, Edna supports several local women's shelters, offering household essentials, furniture and clothes for women and children fleeing domestic violence.
I'd been through a couple of little hardships myself, and I just thought if everybody did one little thing for someone, just one act of kindness, what a difference in the world we could make.
Most of the programs are community funded, and Edna is the driving force behind all the fundraising. Edna recently received a Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of 40 years of dedicated service to the most vulnerable members of the community. Edna Pennicott, our 2021 Tasmanian local hero. When Bendigo GP Dr. Kirby White's supply of disposable gowns ran out as COVID took hold, she and a colleague decided to act. Together, they developed a gown that could be laundered and reused, and Gowns for Doctors was born. To fund the initiative, Kirby raised more than $40,000 through a crowdfunding page and by lobbying local, state and federal organisations. She engaged local volunteers, even her own wedding dress supplier, to make the gowns. Kirby has now produced thousands of gowns, supplying regional Victoria with the essential garments. She's also built a stockpile of surplus gowns, which are ready to go out to other clinics when needed.
Probably got about 80 boxes in my garage here in Bendigo, which will get dispatched over the coming weeks.
A dedicated and passionate GP, Kirby often checks up on patients late into the evening. She goes above and beyond for her community and regional Victoria. Dr. Kirby White, our 2021 Victorian local hero. Western Australia's Rebecca Prince-Ruiz founded a global movement encouraging millions of people to tackle plastic pollution. And it all began 10 years ago when she urged her family to go plastic-free for the month of July. Her idea is now a global initiative with 326 million people taking part worldwide.
People are concerned about the environment, they want to make a difference. We're not okay with this problem. And so it grew from that 40 to 400 to 4,000 and now millions of people around the world.
Rebecca works with state governments and business leaders to reduce single-use plastics and is on the board of the West Australian Government's Container Deposit Recycling Scheme. Rebecca engages with local community groups by hosting presentations and workshops for schools and aged care facilities.
We know the problem, we can see the problems facing our environment, and what we need is solutions.
Rebecca has appeared on the ABC show War on Waste to increase awareness of the plastics issue and the solutions available. She's published a book on the plastic-free movement and has a big social media following, inspiring countless others to do more for the planet. Rebecca Prince-Ruiz is our 2021 Western Australian local hero.